being destroyed so bad in debate. He admitted himself to the emergency room and then posted photos of him at the hospital with an IV in. He claimed in a Twitter space hosted by Nuance Bro, we've had on the show before, that 30% of the entire black population are unarmed and killed by the police every year. Yes, he is. This is from Gain of Fauci on Twitter. Yes, he is claiming that over 13 million unarmed black people are killed yearly. Okay, the first thing I want to say is Nuance Bro swears every other word in this clip. Normally, we try to be family friendly with no swearing, but there's going to be a lot of swearing for you now because I do think you need to hear this. To this young man, Jeremy, who admitted himself to the ER, I will simply say, I hope you're doing better. You need to breathe in. The internet is not that serious. If people are criticizing you online because you were wrong about something, it's not the end of the world. Bro. You can always go play some soccer and breathe some fresh air. And maybe this job's not for you. But I think there is something profound in this moment that is worth talking about. So I'm going to play for you now this clip from Nuance Bro on Twitter and then show you the chain of events which led to the leftist losing the debate so bad he went to the ER. All right, we'll play it.
No. You're telling me 13.2 million black people are getting shot and killed unarmed every year?
There's context to that. There's definitely context to those numbers.
Dude, you're fucking crazy, dude. That's like a fucking Holocaust. And dude, every black person would be dead in like 3 years. Like, what are you talking about? That's crazy. What are you saying?
Yet we're still dying.
Dude,
in record
the actual answer is
than white.
Jeremy, do you know what the actual answer is? Because I actually have the real numbers. You've clearly never done it. This is
This is like 2017 stuff, Eric. The unarmed numbers are thousands. Remember when people would go and do those streeters where they'd ask people how many black people they think were killed in police interactions every year, and people would say I'd say 1,000. Some people would say 10,000. Some people would say a few hundred. And I think 2017 was 19. And it hovers around that between 10 and 22 every year. I also think, listen to the way Nuance Bro speaks here. I feel like he's trying to put on a bit of a Dave Portnoy. I think that's what he's going for here in his demeanor.
Mind blown right now, dude. The real number by Washington Post, keep tracks of this. Unarmed black people shot by police, men and women. It's usually like 10 people, dude. It's like 10, maybe like 20 in a year. Sometimes it's like 8. You know,
average is 19.
It's like
10
7,
or 13 million.
Like 22, maybe. Like that's what it is. Not million. Like
I want to pause real quick and point out a few things. This individual, Jeremy, is a content creator for Gen Z for Change, which is a liberal political action social media group.
Okay, I kind of feel like
we'll get to that. So basically he tries to concede. I just realized we're in like an Inception here.
Exactly.
Podcast within a podcast. So this guy, and we'll bring up his page. He's like, well, maybe not 20 to 25%. Maybe 15 to 20% is a fair compromise. Like, it's like he didn't even take in the fact that he said, it's like 15.
They have zero grasp on reality at all. None of that.
He was taking his stats and I'm taking my stats. And would it be fair to go 15 to 20%, which would still be like, what did he say? 30 or 13 or 15 million or something in there?
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is just the epitome of successful brainwashing.
13 million.
So he can't even get through his thick skull that the numbers, you can drop it from, 20 to 30% to 15 to 20%, and he still doesn't even make the connection of how many millions of people he's talking about. It doesn't register because he's been so successfully brainwashed. And he can talk about, well, did you notice that one of the first things he said in that clip at least was, well, there's context to that. He doesn't even know what that means. So for him to say, and I think that part kind of slid under the radar a little bit, for him to come back at Nuance Bro and say, well, there's context to that. He's only been taught that we can weasel our way, we can twist ourselves into these, do these mental gymnastics and twist ourselves into a pretzel trying to make it work. But there's no correlation for him between the word context and actually explaining something. There's no correlation between, 15 to 20% and the actual amount of people that actually constitutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't know. All he knows is the talking points. This is like why back in our day, when we were young, you kind of had to show your work. This is proof that he can't show his work. He's just memorized something that has been foisted on him, and he can't put the dots together. He doesn't know how detached they are from reality because he's never had to. And this is another reason why we constantly see discussions of all types, whether it's, this, I guess it's called Twitter Spaces, whatever. I guess this is, and I didn't see anything longer than this clip, but the bar has gotten so low that these people will even get congratulated and be given credit just for having a discussion, because even that is outside of their realm of being. So yeah, too bad, bro. Go to the hospital. Suck it up, dog. Like it's ridiculous. There's no reality left.
Well, I wanted to get to that, and I would show it from his own page, but I'm pretty sure he deleted the stuff. And we'll show Tim Pool showing it here, actually, because he goes to the hospital. He says his heart's racing, which denotes to me, I'm no scientist, but some sort of a panic attack, anxiety attack. Goes to the hospital, and then posts in the hospital like this is just like, it's the most victim mentality things. Like, I'm in the hospital because I couldn't handle being wrong, but let me just use me being in the hospital to try to get clout at the same time.
And that
Probably
discussion,
resign. This is not the
quick.
job for you.
See, he says, okay, it's not the job for him. But we're talking about that Twitter Spaces. I'll be honest, I've never used it. But we're not even talking about obviously they're not in person. They're not face to face. There's no camera. It's literally just your little emoji or your little avatar and some laughing emojis and stuff. So we're not even talking about a face to face conversation. So imagine what happens to that guy, the crippling fear that might happen to him if he finds somebody in person.
Oh, they'd call the cops. It's happened before for people. Will Witt had people call the cops on him. Anyways.
Not been a good night. Going to the ER. He then posted a picture of himself getting an IV. And then
I couldn't find this IV picture. And like, look, he posted a picture of himself in the hospital. Like, oh, poor me. Let's have peaches on my cheeks. Like, I'm pretty sure he deleted all this. I went back 4 pages.
That's got to be a meme.
4 days worth.
That's got to be a meme in no time, right? Like, this is the beginning of a meme. Like, you see the guy who's laid up in the hospital bed with the Apple headphones in his nose, and it's like,
yeah. That's why I checked, Eric. I looked to see, is this actual tubing and stuff? Is this guy just a really good troll being like, oh, you got me so good that I'm in the hospital? But that looks to be legit. Rest in peace, my hospital bill. So like everything's hilarious to this guy. And everything's a chance to.
What did he say to them?
Clout here.
My heart was racing so fast I had to come here. But like, what did he tell them?
I think so. Hold on.
Posted a picture of himself in the emergency room. Okay. If you have to go to the emergency room.
Yeah, this is not for you. So I went on Jeremy's Twitter. As you can see, is very popular. 2014 and 400. Who am I?
I don't think that's. Is that it? I don't think that's his, bro.
Yes, it is.
Okay, all right.
Just launched by Patreon. Like, this stuff has got weeks. First of all, Marjorie Taylor Greene here. Let's talk about that another time. Yeah, people respond to him. Like, I'm sure there's still responses to him on this post or something. Offered himself because his 2 best friends were you had to admit yourself to ER over losing a debate, people said. Yeah, so he just basically just blew right through it, making fun of Tim Pool again.
That is funny.
And yeah, it looks like he deleted the stuff, almost as if this is not something worth bragging about. So couldn't find that unless it's like I'll randomly scroll here. I don't think so. And then the company he works for is called Gen Z for Change, and we can open up their actual page. They have a good following, 77,000. Gen Z for Change, of course, it's rainbow everything. Gen Z activists. I like how it's not even a alphabet, gay pride, anything organization, but that's their logo. Inherently, in order for change and social justice, it has to be, pride related for some reason. Well, I guess we're not showing that. Look at their page here. Their logo inherently has pride stuff and a communist fist. So we're not even calling ourselves, a identitarian movement, but inherently Gen Z thinks that communist fist, Eric, plus gay pride flag, which doesn't have trans flag in there. I'll note the bigotry there.
Turn it up, Jordan.